My overreaction, just plain and simple, this is not a championship team by any means. Not at all. I mean, Jamal Murray is averaging 3.5 turnovers a game.
Yikes.
Michael Porter Jr. is shooting 20% from three.
That's so bad.
It's bad. It's really bad. Outside of Jokic and Christian Brown, this team has been dog. And there's really no two ways around it. It's just, they look tired. They look old. They look disjointed. They look like they're all out of sorts. The bench is a nightmare. So it's kind of an adjustment. Right now they're down 11 in the second quarter. I mean, we saw last night, they came back at 1, but they played the first 3 quarters like shit. So that's my overreaction, that this team, forget where they'll finish in the standings. They could finish anywhere, but I don't think if they keep this up, they're not going to win the championship, and Russ just got packed.
Here's the thing about the Nuggets. For the past 3 or 4 years, they had the same offense. And I think teams are just starting to like get the hang of it, get like a knack on how to play against this offense. And
the league has caught up to them.
They caught up to them. It's just the simple Jokic Murray duo thing. Murray throws it at Jokic, sprints towards Jokic. Jokic might fake a pass or actually pass it, and then they go out and do their thing. It's very repetitive from the Nuggets. I think Malone needs to come up with something else to combine that offense with another new rejuvenated offense.
Yeah.
And that's the only way that they can make themselves a contending team for the NBA championship. That's the only way. And I think it has to involve Porter Jr. It must involve Porter Jr. The offense has to run through him maybe 20% of the time. The rest of the time, fine. Jokic, it's all you, bro. You're the best player in the NBA. But it can't just be him. He needs to have players around him. I think Porter Jr. needs to step up, and I think Michael Malone needs to give him some opportunity to do that.
I mean, Michael Porter Jr. is taking a bunch of shots. I think Jamal Murray needs to step up.
Yeah.
Because he's been, ever since he got hurt last November, he has not looked the same at all. Even in the playoffs, he had some good games, but he was mostly bad.
Yeah.
Especially in the Olympics.
But I don't even mean shooting shots. I know Porter Jr. is always going to shoot his shot. You know what I mean? I'm talking about have the offense run through a player. That's what I mean.
Oh, they're never going to run it through Michael Porter. It has to run through Jokic.
Which sucks.
It has to run through.
It doesn't have to.
It does. Because the only other person I would trust to run the offense through is Aaron Gordon, because he can play make.
Okay.
Michael Porter Jr. is not a playmaker. He's a spot-up shooter. He's a movement
Well,
shooter.
they can pass it to him in the post, face up. He can turn into like a mellow type player.
That's not happening, though.
It's interesting. I definitely agree with you that the league catches up to you because it's the same starting 5 minus KCP, and there's a lot of tape already that guys review. So if you're watching Jokic tape as another center, i.e. Zubac or like somebody else, they're familiar with him playoff-wise playing consecutive games or once, and they catch up to what they're going to do moves-wise, pick and roll-wise with Jamal. As you said, the bench is probably the worst thing about this team. There's no depth outside of probably like 2 guys. 2 other guys are rookies coming into their second year, so you're not asking much from them,
Right.
But MPJ is stinking up a little bit. Jamal, I guess he's doing good today so far, but I guess the thing with Jamal, I've been giving him that contract before proving this season, and his health could be detrimental to that because maybe you're not getting as much effort as in a contract year. As you brought up, like OG Anunoby on a max now, the effort's kind of down. It's unfortunate to say that guys start putting in less effort because they have their money and security. But yeah, it's a team. I definitely could see them definitely getting a second round exit this year, barring how the Suns do well towards the end of the year, the Lakers, and then of course OKC and Minnesota. You could see a Nuggets probably slip to a 4 or 5 seed at lowest.
It's plausible.
I don't think they get to play in, but 4 to 5 seed maybe could be definitely doable at the rate they're going at.
They need to make moves at some point.
I think these are, of course, overreactions because it's only the 3rd game of the season and there's 80 left.
Exactly.
Right? But you don't want to start off considerably bad because then you got to work your way up into the standings wherever you fall.
You're playing catch up at that
injuries,
point.
Exactly.
And you have to use extra energy, especially because the bench is so bad.
So after the first 3 games, I guess kind of an overreaction to what I've been seeing is that this Knicks team has the possibility to finish out of the top 5.
Oh, I would go further on that and say it has the possibility to fall into the play-in maybe.
Well, yeah, outside top 5 is
6th seed is still playoffs.
yeah, but I would presumably just say play-in.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think they have it doesn't look promising
Wow.
right now.
Interesting.
What makes you say that?
I don't see a lot of chemistry. I mean, Cat is great. Brunson's great. OG, something's up with OG. He hasn't been scoring a decent amount. I guess the only positive is McBride bench wise.
Right.
Hart is kind of now iffy with like some injuries. Yeah. I don't know. It's not. I don't know. I don't see as much excitement as last year's team. I don't know.
It's because last year they were the underdogs. Nobody expected them to be good, and they're like, "All right, that's how you guys."
I think they did a little too much to bring in guys that want the ball in their hands. I think last year you had a guy who wanted the ball, and then you had the good role players. You had a shooter in Dante, and there's no shooter right now.
You have McBride.
Yeah, but that's a bench guy.
Oh, you're talking about
Dante's starting. You have a guy that could just spot up 3-point shoot. Mikhail can't really do that. OG's not going to do
Towns
that.
can.
Cat can.
Brunson
can.
Brunson can't
JB
spot
not
up.
so much. No.
Yes, he can.
Yeah,
He
but
can catch and shoot.
Brunson's your primary ball handler, though.
Dante would spot up anywhere, and you knew he was either going in or missing a considerable amount. But most of the time he was knocked down. So like now having someone that's I guess a 3-point shooter that's gonna spot up on a fast break and spaces the floor to the wing, open for a 3 like Dante did. So. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still watching the games, of course, but just I don't know. Some excitement levels are down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat as him. I'm not liking what I'm seeing from the Knicks. I'm trying to be as unbiased here because I know I am a Nets fan and we have the future and everything like that. But genuinely speaking, I'm just not really seeing much. Brunson's obviously now known as a star, so he's going to get face guarded a lot more. So it's going to be tougher. We knew
he already has been.
Right, but now he's really this was his first time making All-NBA last year. So now he's known as like a good player. So there's that on one end. We know the flaws that Cat brings, mainly the foul trouble, where he takes himself out of games when he was in Minnesota. We haven't seen too much of it here, but that's because he's only played in 3 games or 4 games. But I think your real issues are the durability of Josh Hart's not going to be what it was last year because he got so banged up last year that he really hasn't had enough time to recover, and it's just piling on. He went to the locker room yesterday twice, so we don't know if he's going to miss time or not. OG is on a max contract now, so the effort levels might not be there, especially for an injury-prone player like him. And Mikal Bridges, look, he's not going to be this offensive prowess like you think he is. And he also has the worst defensive field goal percentage in the NBA right now. And it's been like that since opening night. So the Knicks have problems, and I'm not sure if they're going to be able to fix them this year or at least until the trade deadline.
So I'm going to push back on that. I think they will fix that. And I think Tom Thibodeau, who's a very defensive-minded coach, I think he's going to get that crew together, get them playing better defense than even last year.
Ooh.
This is my prediction. They're going to have better defense than last year. I think Mikal Bridges is going to come alive, especially on the defensive side. We're going to see more of a Suns Mikal Bridges, especially on the defensive side, I think, going forward.
Okay.
And OG, I expect him, as long as he's healthy, to play outstanding defense. That's what he does. And then, of course, the rest of the guys, Josh Hart, I think Towns, he just has to not foul, and he'll be all right. So I think no reason to be too scared here. I think the Knicks will be all right.
All right. I could see everything else happening except the Mikal defense.
Yeah.
He can't stay in front of anyone right now. So I don't think he'll ever get back to that. I think Suns Mikal is long gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.